This is a presentation about null and alternative hypothesis examples. Example 1. An Albion health potion tier 4 heals 14% health for the time span of 10 seconds, and it has been stated by developers and players that in fact that's what it does. Besides, based on anecdotal experiences, and for the developers will be their programmed code. Is there anything that we can assume to be true? Yes, we can assume that tier 4 heal potions heal you for 14% health over time for 10 seconds. Our null is an assumption, and the assumption is that the healing potion heals you for 14% health over 10 seconds. This example corresponds to this pair. The null assumes that the healing equals 14% healing over 10 seconds. The alternative hypothesis says that the healing does not equal to 14% healing over 10 seconds. If the data indicates that the potion failed to heal you 14% over 10 seconds, then we fail to reject the null. If the data indicates that the potions do not heal 14% over 10 seconds, then we reject the null, and then we support the alternative hypothesis. Example 2. The Albion developer team has claimed that the economy of Albion has increased by 10% within the last month and players tend to be richer, but an analyst wishes to test this claim of the Albion developer team. Ask yourself, which one is the assumption and which one is the claim? Null and alternative hypothesis. The claim / alternative will be the claim that the Albion developer team has set, because there is no information to support said claim. The null assumption will be that there hasn't been any economic changes within the population of Albion. This example corresponds to this pair. The null hypothesis corresponds to the idea that the economy of Albion has remained the same or decreased. The alternative hypothesis infers that the economy of Albion has shown growth of 10% within last month. If the data indicates that the economy of Albion has increased by 10% within the last month, then we fail to reject the null. If the data shows that the economy has not increased 10% within the last month, then we reject the null and support the alternative hypothesis. Example 3. Albion had an average active player base of 100,000 during 2021, indicated by the data. An analyst wants to test whether the active player base has decreased during the year 2022 due to the analyst inferring that he has seen less players play in Albion. Which one is the null and alternative hypothesis? The null hypothesis will be that Albion has an active player base of 100,000. The alternative hypothesis will be that Albion active player base has been decreased. The example corresponds to this pair. The null hypothesis supports that the active player base has remained the same or increased during 2022. Meanwhile, the alternative hypothesis infers that the active player base of Albion might have decreased during 2022. If the data indicates that the active player base of Albion has remained the same or increased compared to 2021, then we fail to reject the null. If the data indicates that the active player base of Albion has decreased, then we reject the null. Words that some statisticians tend to avoid: truth, proof, certain, because stats don't prove everything and it's all about probabilities. Words that some statisticians tend to use more: support, infer, indicate. Statistics are never 100% reliable, so by using words like this, we're stating the limitations of the usage of data.